Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Pulaski County Fiscal Court meeting. We're right on time. We hope to get started here, ready to roll. I want to ask for a moment of silence to count our blessings and be thankful for what we've got in our country and nation and county. Appreciate everyone being here. Let's have about a 30-second moment of silence, and then I'm going to ask Mr. Jason Turpin to lead us in our Pledge of Allegiance. Thank you, Jason.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
The first item of business this morning is to approve the minutes from our January 24th fiscal court meeting. May I have a motion?
Excuse me. I spoke with Martin about this. In item number 3, on accepting the bids, it's Stryker Medical with an R.
Okay.
And
Motion with changes.
Second.
Mr. Wilson makes a motion. Mr. Turpin seconds. Any other discussion on the minutes? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. In old business, we have a second reading of a budget amendment. I think everyone has that in their package. This is an amendment we had the first reading on the 25th of October. It's about a $5.1 million adjustment in the budget, and we're having the second reading today. Any discussion on this?
No changes since the first reading?
nope.
Motion.
Mr. Trunk makes a motion.
Second.
Mr. Wilson seconds. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. New business. We have a couple of roads to remove from the county system, and we have one addition to the county road system. We have been asked to add Farmer Woodall Road to the system. It's a little over 1,000 foot long. It's in District 4. Any discussion on that?
We need to set up a road committee.
Well, yeah. I have a couple of volunteers that would look at that, somebody besides the 4th District.
You can put me on
Mr. Turpin volunteers. Do I have another vote?
there. Said that he would go.
Mr. Wheeler? The procedure is to look at that and see if we can accept it into the system. We have 2 county roads to take out of the system. You want to do these one at a time?
We still have,
We have the John Hyden Road is asked to come out. It's at 1,200 feet of road. It has been asked by the people that live on that road to be removed from the county system. Discussion?
we already looked at this, the committee's already looked at this, and I think they've agreed to put a county turnaround still in the back if we take it out. But I think we still have to have the public hearing on this.
We do.
But I guess we have
Yeah,
to.
I think me and,
Yeah, we
that's the
all
one we
looked
went
at
down there
that,
and looked
yeah.
at, and they need that turnaround done.
Yeah, well, from the notes I got at the bottom.
Yes.
We was gonna stop it up there to where that wide spot is, to where we could turn around too. And I don't know if that measures 1,200 feet. Remember, we talked about making it go to there, whatever the distance was.
Do we need to get the road measured?
Probably have to measure it again to that turnaround. You
See
remember
where
when we
that
talked
ends
about,
at. Yeah,
the
where.
only place we've seen for a good turnaround, that's where it needs to stop, wherever that is.
If it's being taken out of the maintenance system, why is the county building a turnaround?
The property owner is allowing us.
So our grader truck and stuff can turn around when we're plowing?
But it'll be a private,
Point.
No, we're gonna build it on the county part. That's how come we wanted the road
okay.
to stop.
all right, got you, got
That's how
you.
come I didn't want the road to come
I
past
got
that
you. All right, You're
turnaround.
taking it out past that 1,200 feet.
Yes,
Got
we're
you.
just gonna make it, wherever we make that turnaround, take it out to that
All
point.
right, got you.
I was
Sorry.
confused too.
What we was thinking about, because that little road is narrow. When we get back there pushing snow, right now, we turn around in people's driveway, and that's how come I want to take it out, probably. But we need a place to turn around.
So it's gonna stay in the county maintenance up to the 1,200
That
feet, and
1,200
then
feet.
beyond that's being taken out.
That's right.
Got you.
It's about a mile long.
Okay.
So I guess we'd need a motion to set the
We have,
public hearing.
we do have to have a public hearing and post signs.
So we have to advertise that in the paper,
We
so I
do.
guess we need a motion for that, I guess.
I need a motion for that.
Motion.
Mr. Renshaw makes a motion, Mr. Wheeldon seconds. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
We will set a public hearing for that road, and signs have to be posted for all people concerned. The next removal of the road is Big Rock Court. It's in District 4. Mark, have you,
Yeah, he's contacted me. He now owns all the property on both sides of this road. It's about 200 foot long. He just wants to put up a gate, close it off, which he owns all property around it, so.
I know we've talked about this before, and just so everybody understands, when they come in and ask that these roads be taken out of county maintenance, that still doesn't mean that they might not be a public road, or that there might be individuals who have over time acquired an easement to use this road. So, and I know when they try to put up a gate, you guys will start getting calls from people saying it's a public road, and what you have to tell them is, that's between them and the person that put up the gate. The county doesn't have a dog in that fight if we're not doing maintenance on the road.
That's right.
They need to understand that when they come in and ask that it be taken out
It
of
does
county
not close
maintenance.
the road, does
Does
it?
not close the road.
We
It,
just don't maintain it no more.
but it's a gravel road, like 200 foot long. He owns all the property around it now.
I need a motion for that. We'll still have to have a public hearing on that.
Still have to have
and
a
post signs.
committee. You have to have a committee also.
You can put me and Wilton on that one. We'll look at it at the same time we look at the other ones.
Do I have a motion?
Motion to advertise for a public hearing on that road. I guess that's what we need to do.
Bradshaw
right?
makes a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
Mr. Turpin makes a second. All in favor, say aye.
Yeah.
Any opposed? We'll make sure we get those posted in the proper places and at the newspaper, and get with Dennis, and we'll have a public hearing, see if there's any objection to closing those roads. Any other old business? New business. The sheriff was going to do an audit today. I have an announcement, but I believe he is under the weather. Is anybody here representing him? We will pass on that because I don't think they got their audit done also. Anthony?
Judge, I think the county attorney may have, I think we only received one bid.
On the body scanner?
Body scanner, yes, I'm sorry, on the body
Looks
scanner.
like Romaine Companies in Hopkinsville. This was taped because it accidentally came to my office, and my administrative assistant opened it, but she just goes through and opens everything before she looks at it. And then before she looked at it, she brought it to me. When she saw it, said a bid, a scanner bid, and so I had her to tape it back up. I didn't look at it. I have no idea what the numbers are, and I haven't talked to any of you all about it.
Did you write the time and date?
Yes, she did.
Thank you.
Okay. These things are always Sorry, Ross. These things are always a pain to find the number. I think Jonas actually came to the county judge's office first.
They had it stamped.
Yeah.
I just want to kind of save us some heartache on the internet, people
Yeah.
saying it didn't get
All
stamped.
right, I think this is it. About 15 pages in. It looks like 174, comma 513.16, $174,513.16. That sound about right, Andy?
Sounds about right. I'd like to ask the court if I could take that, review it, to make sure it meets all the specifications.
Approved bid for review.
Second.
Have a motion by Mr. Strunk and a second by Mr. Renshaw. Any discussion on this? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? You have permission.
Sure, thank you.
Next item of business is the SPEDA board appointment. As you know, the SPEDA has one board appointment that has expired January the 31st. Now, there was a little bit of confusion with the court earlier in the year with an appointment of another individual in October and November to the board that actually the appointment or the position wasn't expired. The way I think we determined that, correct?
There was a case to be made for that, yes.
Okay, all right. I have talked to both individuals involved. Mr. McAlpin has agreed to withdraw his appointment, and I've talked to the magistrates about this, so I probably need a motion to rescind that vote of the one that was done in October timeframe, to rescind that vote and then make a proper appointment. Could I have that motion?
Motion to rescind.
Mr. Renshaw rescinds, makes the motion to rescind. Mr. Wilden seconds the motion. Is there any more discussion on that? All in favor of rescinding that vote, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, I want to proceed with appointment to the SPEDA board of Mr. Steve Merrick as the new appointee to that board. Could I have a motion for that appointment?
Motion.
Mr. Renshaw makes that motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
Mr. Turpin seconds. Any discussion on that? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you very much.
I guess the minutes should actually reflect the interlocal agreement sets it out, but Chris, that's a 4-year term, is that right? Yeah.
Reflect that in the minutes. That is a 4-year term. The next item of business would be the EMS. Steve? He has permission to bid.
So this would be the funding in the city-county agreement, and I think we're gonna use ARPA funds was what was approved for this. This list was approved in August, but I'm requesting permission to bid on a radio system, a narcotic storage system, and a generator. Looking over the list, there was another item that was approved in August, but I didn't put it on the agenda today to request advertising for bids, and that was video laryngoscopes. The ones we currently have, they're changing some parts on it. We're going to end up spending about $1,000 per unit to update those to make them to where we can still use them, and it's about a 8-year-old item. So
What, is permission to advertise for bids for a narcotics control system, right?
yes,
Station emergency generator,
yes,
radio system,
yes,
and what else?
Video laryngoscopes.
Video?
Laryngoscope. It's what we use to intubate someone that's not breathing or not breathing adequately. The generator that we're wanting to replace, it actually came from Hagen Hospital. And the original manufacture date on that, I think, was 1975. It's still got points in it. We have to get in there and sand those ever so often and spend quite a bit, and it only runs part of the building. We still have to open doors manually and do some other things with that old generator. So we would surplus that once we purchase this new one.
And from my calculations, we still have about $350,000 left of that agreement for this year.
That should be correct, Mark.
Somewhere between 350.
This year total, Mark.
This year.
Yeah.
We've got, so far, we bidded out about $325,000 on the power cots and the CPR devices. That leaves us about $375,000.
Yes, and my estimates on this should all fall within that. Of course, we can look once we get the bids to make sure that we are underneath that limit that was set.
Make a
in the
motion.
agreement.
Second.
Mr. Turpin makes a motion. Mr. Wilson seconds. Any other discussion? All in favor for permission to bid?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you all for your support.
Thank you, Steve. Next item of business is Emergency Management Director. State requires us to have a Emergency Management Director, and I have talked to other county judges that have been affected by tornadoes and floods, and they said, you better have somebody in place because at 2 a.m. in the morning when this stuff hits, they'll be on your door. And we need a plan to definitely to make this thing work. So I would like to have a motion to appoint Don Franklin as a full-time emergency management director for Pulaski County.
Mike.
Motion.
Second.
Mr. Wilson makes a motion and Mr. Wheeldon seconds. Any discussion?
What about the salary? You got a salary for that, or what is it?
We do not have it set yet, but we will probably discuss that in executive session at the end of this meeting. Any other discussion? Martin?
Looking at the statute here, I'm not sure salary's an appropriate executive session matter to discuss.
Well, don't we already?
Probably something that
Do
should
we
be.
have a salary in the budget for that this year?
Not that I'm aware.
We're paying our interim emergency director an hourly rate based on the salary, right? What's that salary, do you know?
Do you know how many salaries we have? I don't know my salary. I have no idea. That would be a Donita. I can text Donita and find out.
We can go ahead and prove that salary now, and then if we have to make changes later, we can make changes later.
I can have it before I go on.
So we can actually bring that up later.
We could. I have a motion on the floor and a second. Any other discussion? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion passes. Thank you.
What would be the start date on the,
March 1.
huh?
March 1.
Would that be new payroll?
No, March 1's the middle, is a Wednesday.
We'll get it worked out. I'm sure he's open to negotiation. The next item of business is a Johnson Control contract. That's for the Judicial Center. It's a fire sprinkler, smoke detector, a security system that they have had a contract with the county since it started, since their building was done, and it has been expired since October of last year. And I've got a couple of notices on it that we could be in a world of hurt on liability because we haven't renewed that contract. It's about $2,900 a year for inspections to make sure we're up on liability of it. It's through Johnson Controls, and we need to move on that as far as the county. It's for the judicial centers, not for the courthouse.
Motion.
Second.
Mr. Wilson makes a motion, Mr. Strunk seconds. Any discussion?
Was this an increase or no? Same
This is actually, we're negotiating a new contract. Their former contract was a little bit higher, and since it expired, we asked for a new contract, and it's somewhat smaller.
Great.
Yeah.
Something you gotta do too.
It's something that has to be done, because it's, we're responsible for the operation of the AOC building, and it's something that we have to take care of. Have a motion and a second.
Plus AOC pays us back for that,
They
right?
pay it back. But we're out of compliance right now and have been for about 5 months. Any other discussion? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Thank you. We'll go to department reports. Road Department has requested 3,000 ton of rock, 3,000 gallon of oil patch or patch oil, and the road requests are in front of you.
Motion on the rock.
Mr. Wilson makes a motion, Mr. Whildon seconds. Any other discussion on that part of it? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you. We have, Dennis, could you ask permission to hire?
We need a motion on the 3,000 gallons of
Oh,
oil.
I
too.
thought we done all at once.
I make a motion.
Mr. Strunk makes a motion on the 3,000 ton.
Second.
Any other discussion? All in favor, say aye. Do we need a motion on the,
Road list.
Road work.
I've got a speed limit sign
okay.
on Old 27, Loop 3. I'd like to change it from 35 now to 20.
Motion.
Have a motion by Mr. Wilson and a second by Mr. Turpin to change the speed limit. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you. I missed that, Mike. Sorry about that.
That's all right. Make a motion on the rest of the road list.
Second.
Mr. Strunk makes a motion on the rest of it. Mr. Wilson, second. All in favor, say aye. Any opposed? Moving right along. Thank you. Dennis?
As most of y'all know, we had a employee who retired at the road department, the road crew foreman.
He didn't want to do
A little
that.
different than before.
Okay, most of you know that we've had a road department crew foreman retire a couple weeks ago, and I'm here to the court to ask to hire a replacement for him. And then I'm asking for Corey Robson to be hired.
Second.
Mr. Whildon makes a motion and Mr. Wilson seconds. Any discussion on this new hire?
When's he gonna start, Dennis? Do you know?
As soon as possible.
When's the next pay period
Yeah.
start, Jim?
It started Sunday.
Sunday.
The
believe.
new week, yeah.
So he can start.
Yeah, with the time clock now, it's so much easier. He could probably start at any time since it is a full-time position.
Okay.
Yeah, Donita can handle it, yes, sir.
He can start tomorrow if he wants to.
That's good.
So does that need to be
Be
as
okay.
an employee or is that?
Road foreman.
Road crew.
Road crew foreman.
Road crew foreman.
Yeah.
Any more discussion?
Just whenever he gets his drug test and all that,
He's already got it.
already got it,
Yeah.
then he can start anytime then.
Rock on, yeah.
Okay.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Thanks, Dennis.
ASAP.
ASAP.
Next item is animal control. Adam?
Good morning. I would like to ask the court permission to hire Jesse Parks as animal control, special or skilled labor.
Motion.
Second.
Wilson makes a motion, and Mr. Turpin seconds. Any discussion on his hire? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. Thanks, Adam.
Thank you all.
Thank you, Adam. ASAP.
Next item is fleet maintenance. Frank?
We have some money out there with Enterprise, from some surplus sales of $141,000. And the judge and I had spoke about buying out the existing 5 leases that we have. And that'll cost $31,000 of the monies we have with them.
Motion to buy out the leases and
Does everyone have a list of what we're buying?
It's on the bottom part of your stack. Last
Okay,
item.
good.
What about the mileage on these? Do you have any record of mileage?
I don't have a record of it. They're all relatively low mileage except for the 2017 Ram and then the 2019 Tahoe. I think it's in the 80 or 90,000 range. And the 5500 Ram is in the 70, 75,000 range.
even if we buy these out and decide to sell them and upgrade them, we'll make money on them. So that's why I'm all for buying them out. And plus it frees up $110,000 back into our, in our budget.
You make a motion.
Yeah, I made a motion to buy out
We
the
have a second.
leases.
We have a second on that.
Second.
Mr. Bradshaw makes a motion, Mr. Strunk seconds. Any more discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. Thanks, Frank.
Oh, thanks.
Next item is the county clerk. Tim, you have
Handbook's not ready, but he's gonna do the lecture.
3 minutes.
3 minutes? Mark can't say hello in 3 minutes.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
That's all you can ask, no questions, okay?
2 minutes.
How much you need this time, Mark?
Less than what I asked for first time. Don't believe that. We don't believe it. Well, you can.
Mark, you're supposed to do this full meeting.
Sorry? Well, I didn't know what I was gonna give you all.
Sorry to be unprepared. As you can see, well, we got a bid from No Inc. That's our preferred contractor. We're asking for 85 units at a bid price of $1,700 a unit. Total is $148,575 after activation fees and data activation fee per election and all that good stuff there. On the back of that, you'll see the 10 auto ballot kits, which is the little add-on to our print modules that have a laser zapper that sits there and reads the barcode that comes off the no ink poll pad. And basically that's it. We asked for 200,000. We got down to 148,000 plus 4,000, which is about $153,000. We're gonna get, I think in September the state asked us how many we needed. We said 80, and that's all we're eligible for the rebate, for the grant, so that's $136,000, I think is what that is. So we'll get at least $136,000 back. And that's why we're asking for more, probably asking for more in 2024, so we'll get into a different setting funding. They've got $12.5 million set aside, and like I said, we'll get 136 in this cycle and hopefully more in 2024. And that's why we're breaking them down like it is, and we don't need all 100. We need the 100 for the big election, the big general election in 2024, so I'm not buying everything right now, or not asking to buy everything right now, so, because to save all these monies down here at the bottom, we're trying to save a little money here and there and trying to be responsible people.
We need to do that in 2 motions, Martin.
I do have a question before. Even though you're switching kind of the election machines, HARP will still take care of the printing the ballots and all that stuff?
Yes.
Okay, that's,
Yes, this is why we went with no ink, because HARP is associated with them.
okay.
They're, like I said, they're our preferred vendor, like I said, and I mean, we got 10X now, and 10X is offering the same machine we've had for the last 5 years. We went up to Lexington in January to look at this no ink pad, and it's a whole lot better. Like I said, I told you it's got a printer on the bottom of it, which is why we need tape, and like I said, it gives we're gonna have to sit there and redo our precinct when you come in. Instead of having to wait there, we'll maybe be able to sit there and it'll print it out, and you can go to a different station and you can pick up your ballot. So hopefully we can reduce the lines that way. That's what I'm thinking anyway. So we're just, like I said, that's why we're asking for it now, so we can get everybody during the slow primary, get everybody trained on this new machine, because we don't want to sit there and train a machine and have 20,000 voters come in on a 4-day period. So, I try to do everything in stages. I don't want to overload my workers. They only work 8 days a week, 8 days a year at the most, so we try to ease into them.
So as I understand what you're saying is, the state's gonna pay us back for everything but about $17,000 of this, right?
That's correct. Like I said, that's what I think. I think that all they're gonna pay us back is the 80 times 1,700.
Okay, so they're gonna pay 136,
Yes.
okay.
I think the first time we talked to them, the bid was $1,750. They've lowered their bid down to the state numbers at $1,700, so they've actually come down a little bit. So I guess it has been better to wait a little bit. Is that 2 minutes? That's all I gotta say.
You said we gotta do separate motions on these? So I make a motion, we accept the no ink bid for $148,575, correct?
That's correct.
Second.
I have a motion by Mr. Renshaw and a second by Mr. Turpin to accept this bid from No Ink. Any more discussion? All in favor say aye. Any opposed? Motion passes.
And I make a motion that we approve the HARP Enterprise bid for $4,340. Is that correct?
That's correct. Mr. Renshaw makes a motion to accept the bid from HARP, and Mr. Wheeldon seconds. Any discussion? Any more discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes.
Thank you.
Thanks,
How long
Mark.
take you there, Marshall?
2 minutes too long. Thanks, Mark. Treasurer's report is our next item.
Okay, I do apologize, but what is listed on the agenda is with last time, so, we'll start anew. The first item I have is the, bill list for the month of February.
Motion.
Second. Mr. Wilson makes a motion, Mr. Strunk seconds on the bill list. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
The next item I have is the bank reconciliation for the month of January.
Motion approved.
Second. Mr. Renshaw makes a motion, Mr. Strunk seconds on bank reconciliation. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
The last item I have are some fund transfers. These are already in the budget, of course. These denote the occupational tax for this quarter. Do you want me to read them out, Mark?
Yes, please.
Okay. These are all from the general fund, which is where occupational tax gets deposited into. The first one is to the road fund from the general fund for $412,500. Jail fund for $201,563, and the 911 fund for $412,500.
Motion.
Second. Mr. Whirling makes a motion, Mr. Strunk seconds. Any discussion?
I do. Are we pacing a lot more money having to be transferred from general fund into each of these funds for the year, or are we on par of what we've done?
We're on par. Yeah.
I just looking at the amount was kind of high, so.
No, these are the quarterly amounts.
Okay.
The same quarterly amounts.
Okay.
Any other discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
I do believe that that's the last item I have.
Thanks, Joan.
Until next time.
Good try.
That's all the items we have except the executive session that we'll go into.
I lied. I'm sorry. I just realized I did have the answers to your all's questions.
Oh, salary.
Oh, my goodness, sorry. I don't remember anything. Donita got back with me. It is on our salary schedule for the EM director. The 0 to 6 month salary is $47,312. And then it goes to, after 6 months, it goes to the highest level for that position, and it is $49,392. Do you want the hourly, how it breaks down? Does anyone want the hourly, how it breaks down? Okay. All right, sorry, I totally forgot.
Okay. I think that opens it up for citizens' comments, if we have any, before we go into executive session on this land acquisition. And also, I want to discuss personnel in executive session just briefly. Any citizens' comments? If you have anything to say, approach podium. Seeing none, I think that concludes our business for today, except executive session. Anybody else?
We can do that for AR 61.810, subsection 1B and F.
Do I have a motion to go into executive session?
Motion.
Mr.
Second.
Wilson makes the motion, Mr. Renshaw seconds. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. You're welcome to stay around. We won't be back very long, but we'll be back in session here in just a bit.
For advertisement.
Yes, and then I'll get it done today.
back out of executive session.
Motion. Saying that too.
Mr. Wilson makes that motion. I need a second.
Second.
Mr. Strunk seconds. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
We are back out, we are out of executive session. Do I need to,
Just a motion to adjourn. Any more business?
any more business to bring before this court? We took no action in executive session, so it's just discussion. Need a motion to adjourn?
Motion.
Mr. Wilson makes a motion, and Mr. Strunk, or Mr. Renshaw seconds. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? We stand adjourned.